and hit record. That way I'll upload this recording for anybody who wasn't able to get on. So thank you all for jumping on our new coach call. I want to just dig in. Some of you, like, we have Sarah on here who's brand new, so I'm super excited. And then we've got a couple like seasoned coaches on here. So this is good though for all coaches, just because we talk about staying in phase one of our business, and phase one of our business are the things that I'm going to talk about. It's basically no matter what level you are in this business, you do the same exact things. Like no matter how, okay, there's Katie jumping on. No matter how, like I said, far you are in the business, you're going to, hi Katie. No, you're fine. You're good. So what I was saying is no matter where you are in the business, you're going to stay in phase one, which is just basically all the things that I'm going to talk about on the tracker, all the things that you need to be doing. I do them every single day, and I'm 6 years in the business. It doesn't change. What changes sometimes is your confidence. Your confidence should change, your growth, your thick skin to objection, because you're going to get objection. You just can't. There's no way around it. This isn't for everybody, and that's okay. You're not trying to speak to everybody. You're not trying to get everybody to join you. Of course, you would love if everybody they're not going to, and that's okay. You have to kind of just realize that this is timing, and maybe it was timing for you. Like you have to think about when you jumped into this journey, okay, why didn't you jump in earlier, right? Like I didn't jump in earlier because I didn't know about it, or I probably would have. But then again, it's like I probably wouldn't have because I wouldn't have known. It wasn't the right time for me, right? And so timing's everything. So you can invite someone today and they're not going to be ready. They might ghost you. They might they don't know what to say, or they might be ready. But if they aren't, guess what? 6 months from now they might not. A year from now they might not, depending on what's going on in their lives. So the beauty of this business, though, you guys, and the beauty of coaching is that it doesn't matter. Hi, Lindy. It doesn't matter. Like life's gonna happen. It's like with our fitness, life's going to happen, right? Stuff's going to get in our way. It's going to throw us a little bit off track. It's going to make us feel like, oh, like why am I not getting results? Or why can't I get my nutrition dialed in? Or why am I not motivated? Or whatever the case is. It's going to be like that with your business too. But the bottom line is you have to create this why. You have to create, why do I want to do this? Why is this so important to me? And I didn't know at the very beginning that I would want to quit my job. I didn't know that. But what I found was that like once I dug in and I started to be fueled by my own journey and started to be fueled by the fact that I could help so many other people, that's when I was creating an income for our family. That's when I started to realize that maybe I could do this full time. And I was inspired by so many other people who I'd met through the business who were doing it full time, right? And when you surround yourself with people who are doing things that maybe you never even thought you could do, you're inspired, right? And you're naturally just driven to want to do those things. If they can do it, I can do it, right? If I can do it, you guys can do it. It doesn't matter. It's a matter of how long are you going to show up? How often are you going to show up? And the number one thing you can do to build this business and to get others involved and to stay committed to your own goals, because as a coach, we have to stay committed to our own goals. We have to constantly be challenging ourselves, be spicing it up. That's why it's amazing when a new program comes out, like 9-Week Control Freak, and any new program. Like if we did 21 Day Fix, if I was still doing 21 Day Fix, I would probably be beating my head off the wall, because it's just not that, let's face it, like it's great. It's a great program. It was my soulmate program that I started with, but it's not going to fuel my fire 6 years in if I'm still doing it, right? We have to keep things exciting and keep things fun and muscle confusion, right? We have to keep getting results. And the way to do that is to switch it up. And the cool thing about this is like when you have everything at your fingertips to offer people, plus work on your own goals, like it's super simple to share. So I want to dig into, the first thing I want to tell you guys is I shared this in the team page, but I was reminded, I've had this book since I started pretty much this business. It's like it's kind of tattered, like it's bent up. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. This is such a good book if you are looking to build this business. It's just basically about digging into success, how to live out your greater purpose, how to like live your best life, find success, build an income. And it just, if you think about it, the compound effect, the name of the book is the compound effect, because once you keep doing things right, it's like a domino effect. It compounds and compounds, and you're successful. You have there's no other way, there's no other outcome than success if you are willing to show up and do the things every single day. So I recommend that you get this book. I recommend that you dive into it. This is more of a business kind of mindset book. If you need something that's based upon like fear, getting over, like doubting yourself and that sort of thing, that's maybe a whole other book, but start with something that's going to fuel you to realize that you can do amazing things. Okay, so now that we talked about that, so I hope that you guys have a vision for this, and your vision's going to change. The vision for my business changed as I grew and as my business grew. And that's normal. And that's great, because it's like a workout program. We build strength, and then we are more equipped to do a harder program, right? And then we build more strength, and continuously, like, it just compounds. And so it's the same thing with your business. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to be doing all the things. And the number one thing that, and I talked to Jessica Servi about this today, I said, something that has clicked with me, for some of you who have been coaches for a little while that are on this call, the thing that has really stood out to me lately is doing the things that fuel me. Like I'm going to talk to you guys about your business activity tracker and how important it is, but it's this checklist. Okay. Some personalities need a checklist. Like they need okay, I need you got to tell me exactly what to do so that I know what to do and I can check it off my list. There's like anybody out there like that. Okay. I'm not that person. I'm strange, very strange. And I will get a lot of stuff done, but I don't need a checklist. I just need like a vision to go off of. Okay. Tell me what to do and I'll do it, but like, I'll just figure it out, and I'll probably do it 100 different ways. And I should have just wrote a list down, right? But anyways, my point is that it doesn't matter what kind of personality you have. It's still good to work off of a list, but it's also not the same for everybody. And every coach is different, and every coach does things differently. But my point is that you don't have to do all the things, okay? As long as you're showing up and you're doing most of the things, and you're finding joy in what you're doing, and you're excited about what you're doing, because I hope that you're excited about 9-Week Control Freak. And do you understand how many people need this in their life? Do you understand? Yes, be you and share you. And that's what's going to get people. That's what's going to attract people to you. Not that you're looking for attraction, but you're looking for people who realize that they can do this too. But do you understand how many people need this in their life? Like, I personally think everybody needs this in their life. Who doesn't need a community? Who doesn't need accountability? Who doesn't need to like level up and challenge themselves and find their greater purpose and their growth and all the things, right? We all need that. So, and confidence, who doesn't want to build confidence from home? Okay, Katie, does anyone else's videos keep being deleted from Instagram? It might be your songs. It might be your songs, because Instagram on stories will throw, like I've been getting lately videos that I posted like 6 months ago. And it's like, your video has been blocked in some countries because of the song. And it's Canada. For some reason, it's Canada. If you click on it, I think that people in the US can hear it, but Canadian people can't. So it's probably the song. I don't know. I know it's a pain. I don't know what to tell you on that, because I haven't figured that out either. I feel like the less popular song you pick, the better chance you have of it staying up. Unless you do a reel, it's fine usually, because it's just okay. I think because Instagram knows that it's not your content, you're using something else.
You can also put like,
I do not own the right.
I don't. yeah, do not own the rights, or however you can word it several different ways. I've seen people, but I think sometimes that might help.
Yeah, I do not own the rights to the song. That's what I sometimes
music or
put small in my story. But like I said, the more popular the song, I think it's so annoying when they get deleted. I know what you mean. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the tracker. I don't even know what I was saying. Basically, just show up in the way that it serves you and have fun with this. Like, have so much fun. And if you, like I said, if you're excited about 9-Week Control Freak, we always say that a sale, because let's face it, you are selling something. You're selling a lifestyle. You're selling nutrition. You're selling workout programs. But it's so much more than that. Like, I could go on, and it's hard to explain to people like what they get when they purchase. It's like, it's insane what they get as far as the content, but then the community and the accountability and this family and these people who like literally care so much about you. It's amazing. So, it's worth every penny. And if you believe that, and if you love it, it's a transfer of energy into sharing to people what you like, know and love about this. And guess what? A lot of people already like, know, and trust you because they just know you, and they know that you're genuine, and they know that you have a good heart, right? So, but some people don't know you yet. So maybe they're not ready. That's another thing. People have to see that you're doing this for you. And that I've always had the mindset, and I share this with my team, with our team all the time, but like, I will do this. Like when I'm talking to somebody, let's say I'm talking to somebody and I'm like, oh, this person would be amazing. They would be so good. I would love to have them on my team. They have energy. They're positive already. They would make an amazing coach, right? But they don't see it. I invite them. Maybe they don't see it. Or I have somebody jump, and they jump into coaching and they're amazing. They have so much potential, and I see it, but they don't see it, and they quit, or they stop doing something, right? And they stop building the business, or whatever the case is. I have to have the mindset of I'm going to do this with or without them. I want them to do this with me. I want them so bad to do it with me, but I can't want it more for somebody than they want it for themselves. So hopefully that'll help you too, just in knowing that like, you're going to find your people, and you're going to find people who like absolutely think this is the best freaking thing. And those are your people. Those are the people that are going to light your fire, that are going to carry you through that are going to give you momentum to run with this. Okay. So with that being said, I want you to think about your vision. We talk about vision a lot, and actually next week's call, we're really going to dig into planning for 2021 and what it's going to look like for your business. So it's going to be a really big call, where we're just going to talk a lot about vision, because it's the perfect time to be jumping into this. It's the perfect time to be even just recommitting to your business, because it's a new year. People are going to be ready. People are going to be ready to jump on the train. And this new program is like going to maximize that even more. So there's two big things going for you as a coach right now. A lot of people love Autumn Calabrese. A lot of people have done Beachbody programs back in the day, but guess what? They didn't have results. Because guess why? Maybe because they weren't ready. It was, again, it's timing, and maybe they bought a program, but they didn't even do it. Or they've gotten off track, and now they see that you're a coach, and now they see that you have this new program that Autumn's doing, but they did 21 Day Fix and they loved it and they had great results, but they fell off, and now they see you doing 9-week or starting a different program with Autumn, right? This is the stuff that's going to reignite people and re-engage them. Like, I'm constantly re-engaging people and re-inviting the same people that have joined me in the past. It's just that the timing wasn't right. It's just that they fell off, and I wanted to see if they would want to jump back in, right? Okay, so if you go to the team page, Fearlessly Free, in the file section, there's the tracker called Business Activity Tracker. We call it the BAT. There are a million ways to track in this business. Like, literally, you can use a pen and paper. It's nothing fancy. Again, if you're somebody who wants pen and paper and needs to cross off lists, then the Business Activity Tracker's for you. It's literally you can read through it. It's literally going to walk you through, did you show up on social media today? Did you share a workout clip? Did you do a post today to let people know that what your journey's about? Did you drink your shake? Did you drink Energize? Did you drink Recover? Did you work out? Did you invite 3 to 5 new people today? Try to engage in some new followers and engage with some new people. I'll be out in a minute. And it's going to walk you through everything that you need to succeed. And it's just a nice guideline. Now, do I do more than that in a day? Yes, a lot of times I do, but that doesn't mean you have to. That just is a really good benchmark to go off of so that you can hit your goal. So your goal per month, and again, we're going to talk goals individually with each one of you. And it's going to determine again on what you want with this, right? Your goals don't have to look like mine, but I know some of you on this call have some really amazing big freaking goals. And I know every single one of you on this call are capable in reaching those goals. And as a team, we're going to do this together, and we never have to work alone. That's what's amazing about this is we do this together. We run stuff together. We invite together. We run all these trainings and all of this, so you're never alone. So if you print off the tracker, you can go off of that. I can't seem to find my tracker. Does anyone have, Miranda, do you have
real quick?
Yeah.
Well, I have that one. It's upstairs, but I have this one right now because I was just doing my own little power hour before the call. So I can send you guys a copy of this if you want to, and you can screenshot it or print it off or whatever. But it's called Fearless Power Hour. So it's kind of like what Tabitha was saying. Hers is more of a weekly tracker, and this is just like a daily or every other day type of power hour. I really like to do every other day as far as filling these out, because the day after, I try to follow up and have conversations with all of the people who I was engaging with from this. And pretty much it's just like adding people, kind of liking their posts and stuff, inviting and following up, birthday wishes, and kind of like she says, just your Shakeology. It's accountability for you, and then you're engaging with other people too. But I like the other power or the weekly tracker, but I find myself doing this one a little bit more because I feel like I can't engage every single day just with how crazy my life is. But if I can do this and then the next day just kind of focus on those people who I added and everything, then I sometimes have really good results with that.
No, you do. You totally do.
I will send you guys a picture of a blank sheet, and then if you want to print it off or whatever, you can.
And like the cool thing is you have options. Like you have options for whatever fits you. And the tracker that I used like years ago isn't the same tracker I use now. So I want to show you the tracker that I used. Actually, this is the one that I was so solid in using when I lived at my other house. Because I had like this system and whatever. Anyways, so here, this is called the Go for No. And this system's awesome. There's 100 squares on this sheet. Okay. You're going to fill it up. And the idea is that you're going to go for the no, because we always say no's turn into yeses. So you know how many times you have to invite someone before they're going to be ready? I don't know. Me neither. I don't know the answer to that, but sometimes it's a lot. So you write their name down and you invite them. And like, I have red ends on the people that were like, no. And then I highlighted the people that said yes that month. So those were the people that bought challenge packs from me that month. Okay. What's really cool about this is you could put these in a binder. Okay. And then guess what? Now here's next month. So I wrote like April on this one. And then I wrote, I don't know, like these go in order. And so here it is. So the people that said no from this month would go onto this tracker. And then I would invite these people, and then I would never let anyone fall through the cracks, right? Because I would constantly be keeping track of these people. And it's basically like your list. We call it your master list. And your list, like if you're a brand new coach, your list is going to be like maybe not small, but you're going to think that it might be small, but you're going to start with what we call your warm market, which are people that you know, people that like you're related to, you went to school with, you go to church with, you whatever. It's like people like that. That's your warm market. So we will be working off of that first with you as a new coach. Now, if you've been a coach for a while, this is where it gets super handy to have a tracking device. Just again, it could be pen and paper. You could get a freaking regular notebook. You could write the date on it. You could write names down, and then you could write the date of the next day, and so on. And that way you know how to follow up with people, because the fortune is in the follow-up. So if I were to invite somebody, or if I were to invite 10 people to do 9-week Control Freak with me, I would maybe just reach out and tell them what I was doing, right? And newer coaches, I'm going to help you invite with a message that feels like you, and sounds like you, because you don't want to make it scripty. You don't want to just you just want to be not, like you were talking to them, like, hey, basically you're like, hey, do you want to work out with me? It's so simple. It's like we do everything at home. Very little equipment's required. The workout, this program's 5 days a week, and the workouts are 18 to 30 minutes. Like, if someone can't figure out how to fit 18 to 30 minutes into their day, 5 days a week, I don't know what to tell them, right? So, but it's cool because that's the thing that you're going to kind of they're going to be like, all right, well, it's only 5 days a week, 18 to 30 minutes. Like, I could make that happen, right? And so you're kind of giving them a couple nuggets, and then you're just like, would you want more info? ? Super simple. Nothing stressful, not a big deal. You're not adding them to a group. You're not sending them a link. You're not being super salesy. You're just basically like, hey, and then when you start sharing your story and when you start posting, which you're going to get more comfortable with, we're going to help you do that. And you're going to get out of your comfort zone with that. And it's just going to get easier. I promise. People are going to start to trust you. They're going to start to see like, okay, what's she doing? Right? And you're going to get results, and you're going to be showing up in their newsfeed, and you're going to be sharing positivity and inspiration that maybe they don't have in their newsfeed. Let's face it. Right now, it's like a, show on social media, and if you can I'm always just like, if I can inspire one person today, if I can be the light in somebody's life for just one person today, I've done my job, because I know there's days that I need that. Right? And if I can be that for somebody, maybe I can help them change their mindset so that they realize that they could do this too, that they could change their life too. Right? And so that's kind of the idea behind, that's why it's like, we talk about like, you do invites, and then you sometimes invite off of the post that you do, but it's like this wheel, because it's all a package deal. You send invites, and then those people are like, well, let me talk to my husband, or let me check finances, or whatever they're saying, right? Or I get paid on Friday, so whatever. So you're going to follow. So then you write their name down on Friday, and you're going to follow up with them on Friday, and you're gonna be like, hey, I just wanted to reach out. Like, are you wanting to jump in? Okay. And then you're going to get them to tell you yes or no. Like, you literally have to, and I don't mean to sound like you have to be like knocking on their door all the time, but it's really good to follow up with people, because if this is your business and you want to help them jump in, sometimes people just need a boost. They just need you to be like, let's do this. Like, I would love to hold you. Like, I would love to run alongside you and do this. A lot of times we think of it as like, we don't want to pressure them. We don't want to sound salesy. We don't want them to think that we're stalking them. And I'll just say it, dude, I'm not stalking you. Totally not trying to stalk you. But I just want to know, because I'm getting other people started. Did you want to do this program? And so since Monday is our start date for 9-week Control Freak, people are going to jump in after that, you guys. That's our start date is Monday, but people are going to be jumping in for forever. They're going to continue to jump in because it's going to be right for them, right? But if I want someone to start with me on the 21st and they talked about starting with me on the start date, you better believe I'm going to be following up with them and saying hey, we start Monday, and we're wanting to make sure everybody gets their stuff ordered so that they get their stuff in time to start Monday. Do you still want to jump in? That's going to, you end in a question every single time. It's going to get people to kind of be like, all right. So, what did you say, Katie? I just want to see, how many times do you follow up with someone, let's say in a month, if you ask them the first week? No, I don't invite them it depends if the conversation kind of goes that's the thing, is everybody's different. I could do a whole call on conversations. And you kind of just have to kind of gauge the conversation. Like, were they really super interested and then they just completely stopped and are ghosting you now? If you've messaged them like 2 times and they've completely ghosted you and they're like not responding, I would let it ride a little bit. And because maybe they're just not ready, and that's okay. And sometimes I'll send them like a 3rd message. And like I said, I'll be like, hey, I'm not trying to stalk you, seriously, like no pressure at all. But like, you had said you were interested, because here's the deal. This is my livelihood now. And not only do I have a passion to help people and I want to help people, but like, it's my job to make sure that if someone wanted info or someone wanted to jump in, that I just need to figure, it's totally fine if you're not interested, but like, I want to get an answer from you, because then I'll just be like, okay, that's fine. Can I check back with you in January? Right? You want to kind of like close the conversation if you can, because you don't want to leave it just hanging out. Now, sometimes you can't close it. If you can't get them to respond, guess what? You're not closing it, and that's okay. It's just the way it is. You have no control over that. But a lot of times it will get people to answer if you're just like, hey, like if you're just real with them, hey, I'm not trying to pressure you at all. You said you were interested and I would love to have you do this with me. I didn't know if you were still considering jumping in. Something like that. You're going to get better with conversations. Don't doubt yourself. People don't know the difference typically, right? Like if people aren't talking to a million people right now about workouts. So there's nothing they have to compare it to. So don't doubt yourself in your conversation, the way you say it. My biggest advice with conversations is that you can't be too, you can't be too persistent, sort of, in order to get them to close, in order to figure out, okay, do you want to do this or not? Like it's a simple thing. You know, if they needed a few days to think about it, perfect, no problem. I'll check back with you Friday. Check back with them Friday. If they ghost me again, then I'll let it go for a few more days, right? And then maybe Monday, I'm like, hey, it's a brand new week. Would you want to jump in? Because a lot of people, like on Sundays, are like, okay, I need to start Monday, right? Or a lot of people on Monday are like, okay, I need to start now. Like, so sometimes, again, it's like, I use this example. You know how you go through your closet and you're like looking at clothes that you're trying to get rid of stuff. But then you're like, well, dang it, I kind of wear that. Like, well, maybe I'll wear that. Well, like you like talk yourself out of getting rid of something you haven't worn in 2 years, you know? But then like a month later, you go through your closet and you start pulling shit off the thing, because you're like, why am I keeping this? Like, why would I keep this? This is so, like, I'm never going to wear this again, right? Because you're in a different mood. You're in a different mindset, and that piece of clothing doesn't serve you anymore. And you're like, what am I doing? It's the same thing when you go to message someone and they're like, I don't have time. I don't have time to work out. Don't need it. And then guess what? Like a few days later, they see your post and they see that you're crushing it, and they see that you're excited about life and that you want to crush stuff, right? And you're like, I'm doing this new program and I'm going to be fit in 9 weeks. I'm going to be bikini ready or whatever. Then they're like, okay, all right. Like I'm like a little bit more intrigued. So it's just, again, timing's everything. And when you're constantly sharing and showing up, and you've invited them personally, and you followed up with them. And I've had so many people over the years say, thank you so much for not giving up on me. Thank you so much for continuously messaging me. Yeah. And it's like, because what if you didn't? And you know, something stood out to me so much the other day. I think I shared this with our team, but I want to share this again. So in our Mindset Mental Health Warrior group, Olivia, Danielle Huffman's sister, she kind of helped me push me to do this group. And she said that she had somebody reach out to her because she shares about her mental health. And she had somebody reach out to her, a guy she went to high school with, and he was like giving her all the support, like you should be so proud of yourself. Like, I used to be in this dark place, and you don't understand what you're doing when you're sharing your mental health and your anxiety journey. You don't understand the power that you can have on that person and how you could change their life. But even beyond that, this gives me chills. You not only are changing their life, you're changing their whole entire household's life. You're changing everybody in that house's life. And I'm just like, whoa. Like, I think about how, okay, like I could change Miranda's life. I want her to build this business because I want her to freaking not have to go to work. Like, she might want to go to work, but I don't want her to have to go and work all these freaking hours and on a weird schedule and be away from her family and work in overtime and be married to this place that maybe doesn't bring her joy. And I want her to be debt free and I want her to reach these visions, right? But I'm thinking about Miranda, but like, I sometimes fail to remember how important, how impactful this would be for Lindy and Craig, how impactful this would be for maybe even other areas of her family, right? It's insane what we can do for somebody when we can help them reach their fitness goals. But what if that completely gives them every ounce of confidence that they've been lacking? What if that completely helps their marriage? Because everything flows when you focus on you. Let's just be real. Like, everything flows when you pay attention to what you need and what's going to serve you and what's going to like actually fill your cup, right? And so anyways, I just wanted to share that because like the power of what we do as coaches, like I can't say it enough. Like, I could never imagine not being in my life now that I've had it. And the thing of it is it will change anyone's life if they let it change their life. But I've gotten so many people to buy challenge packs for me. I've sold so many challenge packs to people over the past 6 years and they didn't do it. They didn't do the work. They didn't push play one time.
Oh man.
And it's just like, you know, and you hate it because you're like, okay, I can't help that, right? That's not on me anymore. Like, I put you in a group, I'm checking in with you. I'm trying, like, I'm bringing the heat over here. But again, it's timing, and maybe they're going to come back. And that's why it's so important to reinvite every time a new program comes out. Every time I run a 3-day refresh group, every time maybe I run a sneak peek into coaching and I'm like, maybe they would want to learn about this. Maybe they hate their job right now, or maybe they just want something. Maybe their heart is like aching for something more, right? You just never know what people are going through. And you never know the impact that you can have on somebody. As little, it might seem small to you. It might seem so small to you. It might seem like you didn't. And I had this like a couple weeks ago. One of the girls that's in my mindset coaching group, she's actually in our downline. She, like, I remember thinking about, because we're our own worst critics, right? I remember thinking that my stories weren't that good that day. Like, I'm just like, my stories, like, I just didn't feel that, I don't know, on fire that day. I just didn't feel like I brought the heat, but it's like, it is what it is. I'm not always going to be on. And she messaged me that day and she was like, oh my gosh, your stories today, because I played that Good Morning song that I had been playing for like days and days. And I had played a different piece of the song and I had played the words with the song. So it like stood out more. And she's like, oh my gosh, like I started crying when I listened to that song because I hadn't heard that piece of the song. And like, I just like, and it was kind of about anxiety and I was sharing that day on my workout clips. But the point is that I had no idea that was going to hit her and affect her in that way and be such an inspiration to her that day. So you can't doubt yourself, even though it feels like there's so many days that I've had in my business that feels like I'm not serving anyone. Like, I feel like I'm just like, meh, right? And that's all up here. That's not you. That's not actually, good night. That's not actually the truth. That's something that you're perceiving that because maybe you don't feel on that day, but nobody notices. If I don't show up on social media as much tomorrow, you know, the only person that's probably going to notice, me. No, most people are going to be like, well, gosh, Tabitha's like such a slacker. She's over there like she didn't even post today, right? So I've let the bar down on like, because as a new coach or as a coach in general, right, if you want to share your story, you need to show up, right? We talk about showing up and the power of showing up, but life happens and we need to be gentle on ourselves sometimes. And so the days that I'm on, I just share whatever I want and I'm trying to bring the fire. But the days that maybe I just don't have the time or I feel like I'm just not there that day, I just do what I can, you know? And that's the beauty of this business. You do what you can do. And I always say, when you can push, on the days that you can push a little bit more, like on the days that you can give a little bit more. Right. And have fun, have so much fun with this that you just literally are excited for anyone to join you, like anyone who this would benefit. And we know it would benefit anyone who said yes to this. So really quick, yeah, go for it.
We both said real quick. So even the people who aren't necessarily coaches, but are just customers of your guys's, this happened to me today. I was trying to do follow-ups, and there's this girl who had BOD from, I think, like from the internet, or from a commercial or something, and I know her, and she's from around here. And I invited her one day, and she's like, "Hey, I already have BOD." She goes, "But what's that thing you're drinking?" Because I always talk about Energize on my stories. So she started buying Energize from me all the time. Well, I asked her if she needed any more Energize today, and she's like, "Yeah, I actually do." And then I continued to ask her about like if she needed any protein. And then we got on the 9-week control freak, and she's like, "I've been watching yours." Like, she watches every single one of my stories every day, and she knows I've been promoting. And I think some people are they're kind of scared sometimes, or intimidated, or they just don't have the guts to like reach out and be like, "Hey, what is that?" And I want to do it because she was so interested in it and had so many questions, and it took me reaching out to her for her to do it. And when, like I said, she was just a random customer that was buying Energize from me, and today I signed her up as a discount coach with 9-week control freak. And it's so definitely, like Tabitha said, just keep following up. And even with your current customers who you think are just, doing their own thing, just follow up with them, ask them if they need anything. And then always promote those new programs, because they are watching, whether or not they reach out to you or not. And they might not, but just follow up and reach out to your people, because they are definitely watching.
Yes, and we all, like, it's so easy to assume that they're not interested. And it's funny because Katie, she would watch my stories, and I was like, okay, I had invited her before, but she had said, like, basically she was all set up with supplements, like she wasn't interested, right? Because her husband had some supplements, and she's like, I think I'm right about this, right, Katie? Your husband had supplements, and she's like, I'm good, right? So I'm like, so I didn't invite her. I don't think I invited her again, because I was like, okay, she's good on supplements. They have it down. Like, they're not interested. And then she had seen a video I did, and she reached out to me. But the point is, like, I've assumed so many times that someone probably won't want to do this, because like Miranda said, like, you get to talking about like a product, and you think they're just interested in like Energize, right? But then we don't think like, okay, like what if they would jump in with 9-week, right? It makes more sense to jump in. This is the perfect time to jump in. And if you love Energize, why not get a discount and all of that? So it's so true. It's just conversations are the bulk of this. And if you can try to keep having like 10 conversations, if you can keep like 10 to 15 people in your circle of like conversations, just with like kind of back and forth, because think about it. If you invited 10 people today and 2 of them wanted more information, you've only got 2 conversations technically going, right? So then tomorrow you invite 10 more. Well, you still have the 2 from yesterday going, and then now 2 more people want more information. Now you have like 4 conversations going. But then you realize you needed to follow up with someone you reached out with last week, right? So now you kind of have that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of conversations are going to fall off for now, and that's okay. And then they're going to pick back up, and so on. So I could go on for days about like who to reach out to. I want to talk about a couple more things, and then I want to let you guys go, or I'm going to let you guys ask questions. I don't want to like keep you for a really long time, because I feel like this has been like some good stuff. Hopefully you can really run with. But so the first thing is I want you guys to, goals are so big. I think that goals, you have to make the goal and you have to write it on paper. If you want to, like, if you want to like want it to happen, you have to believe that it can happen, right? So I want to ask you, like, if you took failure off the table, and you're taking failure off the table because you can't fail unless you quit. That's the only way you can fail. Okay. So you're taking failure off the table. If you were to create an income with this business, which you can, and you will, if you show up, what's your goal right now that would just be anything would be helpful, right? But what would be a steady weekly income, because we get paid every week, that would just be like, oh my gosh, that would be so helpful right now. Write it down. And maybe you don't know, and it's okay if you're like, I don't know, like, but that's okay if you don't. But like, if you do, then it's good to dream big, right? It's good to actually fuel something that might even seem like, okay, can I really make this happen? Like, okay, if you want to share 500, yay. And Miranda said 6. Okay. So, 600 a month extra. Okay, good. And 500 a month, Sarah, or 500 a week? Or, I mean, of course, a week would be awesome, but I didn't know what you meant. A month. Yeah. Okay. I love it. So those are, and what about you, Katie? Do you have one? Did she answer? It's okay if she didn't. I just was curious. And I think it's so good to put that out there because, again, you can't like, sometimes we like make money like it's a bad thing, right? We make it like it's something that okay, I don't want to be salesy, or I don't want to be pushy, or I don't want to like whatever, right? But the fact of the matter is like we all need money. That's not going to change, unfortunately, right? And if we can earn an income by growing ourselves and working on ourselves, but then transferring that to other people, why wouldn't we, right? So anyways, okay, and then Katie says first pay for supplements. Okay, I love it. So those are all like such doable, tangible goals, okay? So you guys all have really similar goals, and I love it. So first of all, let's talk about how to make that happen. So every single month you want to hit Success Club. And I know some of you guys know what this is. So Success Club is basically recognition from the company, just recognition. It's like a benchmark for getting people started on their health and fitness, okay? So you want to sell them or get them started with a challenge pack, which is what you started with as a coach. That's what you're going to be getting your customers started most of the time. Now, not always. Sometimes someone's going to just want Energizer. They're just going to want annual BOD for 99 bucks. Perfect. We want to meet people where they are. It's okay. Because guess what? That annual BOD that they purchased a month ago, now 9-week control freaks out. Do you think they want to do that? Like probably, because it's brand new, and who doesn't? So they might end up signing up with a completion pack. Either way, a completion pack or a challenge pack will get you 2 Success Club points. Okay. In order to officially hit Success Club, you have to sell 3 challenge packs a month. That would be my goal. It's always been my goal. And actually Success Club 10 has always been my goal, which is 5 people. You get 2 points per challenge pack. I'm at Success Club 10 this month. I'll just share. I'm at Success Club 10 this month. I'm running with 9-week control freak. I'm trying to talk to people. I'm trying to share every chance I can and get people involved, right? And as you go with this business and as you share, some people are going to land in your lap. Some people that I've had a couple people this month kind of land in my lap because they're like, they just reached out to me and it's like, awesome, right? So some months are going to come easier than others, but that's going to come from the work that you do right now. That's going to come from the work. Your January is going to depend on the work you do right now, the conversations you have right now, the goals you set right now. So, okay, so Success Club is your goal every month. You're going to get rewarded by the company. I try to reward my coaches for hitting Success Club. And that means you're creating an income. Okay, that means that you're starting to get people involved. You're starting to build your team. You're starting to build your community, and you're like succeeding in this business, right? Okay, so there's that. So your first rank is Emerald rank. You want to get to Emerald as fast as you can. People can get to Emerald in the first week of their business. They could get to Emerald the first day of their business if they wanted, or the first month. I would say within 2 to 3 weeks. I would shoot for it for the first week, but 2 to 3 weeks, a month max, you can get to Emerald. Emerald is 2 people, just like you, who want to build a business, who want to get a discount, who want to just get 9-week control freak. Because let's face it, some people are going to sign up for 9-week control freak just to get the new program, and they're going to cancel. Okay, that's okay. That's an option. I don't recommend it. I don't encourage people to cancel after they get the program, but I can't control it, right? So hopefully they get it and they love it and they decide they love the products and they want to stay. But the idea is that you want to just get there. So I recommend getting someone started, finding one person, who just wants to do this with you. And you don't have to have a transformation. You don't have to have anything, because people will relate with you more when you are starting sometimes, and when you're just diving into something and they already like, know, and trust you, and they just want to do this with you sometimes, versus someone who has it all together, who's doing all the things, and they think that knows everything about, like, people maybe think that I know a lot about fitness. I just do the workouts. I don't really claim to know a lot about fitness. I don't claim to know a lot about nutrition. Nutrition is completely not my strong suit at all. I'm still learning a lot with that too, but people might, since I've been doing this a long time, they might look at me and think, okay, she's really got it figured out, in which they don't understand. That's just their perspective, right? So you don't have to know anything about anything. And that's what you need to tell the people that you get started to. Like, they just need to be a human. I always tell people, you need to be a human with a heart who has a desire to help people. Like, that's it. That's all you have to do, and want to work on yourself. Yeah. And that's awesome, Sarah. You had 2 people ask about it today. Exactly. And that's awesome. And people will start to ask, they'll start to ask you. And the more you share, they're going to start to, like I said, be inspired by you. And you're going to inspire people that don't even tell you that they're inspired by you, but they are. And like a year later, they'll be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for, and you're just like, wow, I had no idea I had that effect on you, so it's awesome. So think about when you actually start sharing with people and inviting, how many people you could get involved. So a lot of people will sign up, like their friend or a sibling or somebody, their mom or something, and then they'll sign their husband. Because in order to get to Emerald, you can sign your, like, somebody, and then they'll sign their spouse. It's a good business move. It's not something you have to do. We can talk about that, but that's something that's going to get you to Emerald, and it's going to help you earn what we call a team cycle bonus. I'm not getting into that because we'll talk about that at another time. Okay, so that's the bulk of what I wanted to talk about. The only other thing I want to do before I let you guys ask questions, if you have any, is I want you to, we're going to create a small list together of people that we're going to invite, because in order to actually get people to say yes, we have to take action, and we just have to reach our hand. Basically, we're just reaching our hand out and saying, hey, like, would you have any interest, right? It's not a big deal. There's no pressure. We just want to see, because you don't know unless you ask. You won't know unless you ask. So we're going to write this list out of people, and I want you guys to, wherever you are in the business, brand new or not new, there's someone on your mind that you want to invite, or there's somebody on your Instagram, or there's somebody on your Facebook, or whatever that you want to invite. So I want you to write a list of 15 people, 10 to 15. It's okay if you just want to stick towards 10. I think that's a good goal, 10 to 15. If you're an overachiever, do 15. And I want you to, I'm going to have to find my charger real quick. And I want you to write that down. Anybody that's in your circle, they say that to build this business, Christina Solons, who's our upline, who's so freaking successful, it's unreal. She's been in this business for 10 years, or actually like 11, I think. She always says the people that will build this business with you are in your backyard. Like, yeah, sometimes they're on Instagram. Sometimes we meet them on Instagram, but a lot of people, like the ones that like, know, and trust you, and they might not, they may not come around right now, and that's okay. It might take them a while, but think about the people that are in your circle already that you can invite. Sometimes I've gotten too focused on worrying about my social media and am I creating this new audience, and am I getting new people involved, instead of looking at the people that are literally like already maybe in my town, or maybe, like, I sometimes forget about those people, because in my head I'm like, they know I'm doing this, they don't want to do this, but that's not true. That's not true at all. So when you have a list, just tell me, like, done. When you have your list of 10 to 15 people, this will give you something to go off of for your invites. And I'm really quickly, just because in case it's helpful for anybody, I'm going to type up a message to invite these people. Now you can make this sound just like you. If it sounds like, if this is someone you like know really well, it might be kind of weird to say it this way. So just change it to make it however you feel like you would sound. And don't overthink it. But you can copy and paste this into something so that you can save this. This is something I would say, so I'm just going to talk like I would. Hi, Lindy. I miss you.
There's no software.
So I was just fucking the shake. I was just throwing the...
Why don't you just say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
So how's your day going, girl?
Oh, well, it's going pretty good, girl.
So how's the...
How's your day going? How's your day going, girl?
Good. So I was just like doing something in my room. I was just like doing my homework.
You got a lot of
You're 3 and you're doing your homework?
Yeah, but when my mommy and daddy potty trained me, then I'll go to school and do my homework. Get the other kids go back to school and do potty train.
Yeah.
And when I potty train, I go to school and I just like do my homework. And I just like draw pretty. And I just like draw stranger and I was like be strange.
Really?
And I just like
Okay,
put
I think that's
glasses
enough.
on. That's not enough.
That's not enough, she says.
How about we're just gonna go see Tabitha and bring her Christmas present in a couple days?
Is the Cinderella one her?
Did you
No.
Did you get me something Cinderella? I hope so.
Cause she has told everyone their gifts. It's a good thing she doesn't know what's in your bag. All right, I'm gonna mute it so we don't distract these girls.
Fine. You're so funny. Okay, I'm almost done.
Why don't you ask her that one more time?
Do you have a present for me?
You know what?
Rude.
For one, I have your sunglasses that I've had for a long time that I need to give you back.
Yeah.
What sunglasses? What color are they?
They're white. You left them here, and you know what I owe you? A birthday present.
So can I see it?
Well, yeah, but you have to wait till you open it, silly.
We'll talk to her after the call, okay?
We'll be
Okay, but I'll come to your house here and I'll open it.
Okay, yes.
She's real cute. I like her.
She is a hoot. Okay, so hopefully that sounds like okay. But that's like kind of like sort of what I send people, right? It's just like, hey, just a quick message, super direct. If you guys want to copy and paste that into like your notes or something, feel free. Or if you want me to send that to, if that's like not easy for you to do and you want me to send it to you in like a message, I could do that. But that just gives you an idea of like, I mean, just super simple, just a way to be like, to sort of give them a nugget, but like, you don't want to just be like, hey, so I'm like, I do Beachbody and da-da-da. I mean, it's not, there's no wrong way to invite, but it just is like, I think best if you sort of just like throw a couple things at them, very simple, direct, but you really need to be direct, not just like, let me know, because people won't let you know. Like they don't like, it just doesn't work that way typically from what I found. It's really good to end in a question. So there's that. So I recommend that, and again, I'll help anyone who needs help. But like for you, Sarah, if you already have 2 people that have asked you, which I know the one girl you were talking about, we talked about her, and like, we'll see, like, but if she's interested, I feel like it would be good if we like, just sounds like she's already kind of, you know, wanting to do it. So is that something you think we could close or get her going in the next like day or so?
I think so. I'm gonna work with her tomorrow and talk to her.
Okay.
But yeah, she texted me today and said, figure out this Beachbody stuff because she's ready to go. So
Okay. Awesome. And like,
Really?
that's really all people like if someone tells me that, I'm like ready to run. Like, okay, let's do this. Perfect. Like, and then I'll show you how to do the share a cart so
Okay.
you can get her signed up. And then we just need to figure out which option she's going to do, like which package she's going to do. And as long as she's okay with doing the discount option, like that's what I would recommend, just because then if she loves the stuff, she already has her discount. If she does not want to continue, there's no strings attached. She can completely cancel. So, anyway, that's kind of how I present it to people. They do have the option, of course, as a customer, but I just recommend that they start with the coach option so they get their discounts. Do you guys have any questions that I didn't answer? I know that might feel like a lot. There's a lot of trainings that we do. The thing of this is you'll just continue to build on what you already know. Like, you're gonna start and you're gonna like feel like, well, crap, that's not really working, or I'm sending invites and nobody's really biting, and that's okay. You're gonna have that. I have that all the time. And you just keep showing up and you keep going. And you're gonna learn and continue to just like build your network and build your trust with these people that are watching you. But you definitely can get to Emerald, and I would recommend Emerald again. Like, I would recommend going Emerald every single month. If you go Emerald every single month, you'll get to Diamond, which is like your next stepping stone building rank. You'll get there within 6 months. You should get there for sure. If you're going to go Emerald, if you make Emerald a goal every single month, there's no reason why you can't get to Diamond. Which is more of an increase in with your income and all of that. So this is a perfect time to go Emerald too, over and over again, because of 9-week control freak. So Boss Babes Mastermind group. Yes, I know Katie's in that. Pretty sure Katie's in that because I added her, but I need to add Sarah to that as well. There's a lot of groups that like, there's a wealth of knowledge of like, you could just learn for days. So never feel like you don't have the resources, because there's so much stuff. But not to say that to overwhelm you. It's just that there's so much stuff and inspiration to help you build this. That's what's awesome about it.
Boss Babes has just really good graphics. If you go to the photos, you can just see, and so if you guys are promoting for like a 3-day refresh, they have a lot of really cool 3-day refresh graphics that you can post on your stories. Same with, oh, nice glasses, Tab.
Lindy, we match.
Yeah.
But that was just an example. But they have everything. They have everything in there. And then a lot of times, whenever I'm doing like a share cart, or whenever I'm talking to someone and I'm getting their flavors and stuff, I like sending them a graphic of all of our flavors. That way they can visually, instead of me having to type out, okay, we have all of this crap, here's a visual of just the performance options and the Shakeology, because that's mainly what we sell in a challenge pack, is the performance pack, or the help me out.
The performance stack.
The performance stack, yes, and then the Shakeology. But they just have cute graphics in there with like flavors and stuff like that that I like to send the girls who I'm talking to, and then of course to help you out on your stories and stuff too.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Does anyone have any questions? If you think of them, just message me. So I'll help you, Sarah, get hopefully your friend squared away. Maybe tomorrow we could get her signed up. That would be amazing. Thursdays are rank advancement days, and Thursdays are payday. So anytime you would rank advance, which is like Emerald would be your first rank advancement, you would be announced as an Emerald coach on a Thursday. So like say you sign 2 coaches tonight, it's like official on Thursday. So we always kind of try to, our business week goes from Thursday morning to Wednesday night. So we kind of try to push a lot of times for different things by Wednesday night, because then Thursday morning is like the rank advancement day, plus it's payday that day too. So I'll help you get all that stuff squared away. So anyways, let's, hi, she's so sweet. Let's take a picture just because then we can like do a boomerang really quick. And then next Monday's call is going to be the like goal setting for 2021. So I'm excited about that call. So plan for that for next Monday. Okay, ready? We're just going to do a boomerang. So if you just want to be like, you want to wave, or you want to do a peace sign, or you want to like
Sign?
Okay.
peace sign. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here, one more time. That was pretty good, but one more time. One more time. Ready? Just hold it. Go. Yay. Okay, awesome. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for getting on.